Imagine a customer that has an office to clean, okay? The first thing you want to do in Odoo is to create a quotation related to this customer so we can afterwards plan workers to be able to clean the office, for example, twice a week or twice every 2 weeks, for example. So when we create the quotation, we are going to every detail of this offer. And as you can see here, you see all the integrated apps within the quotation. So for example, you have the subscription app, which is, for example, when you have recurring cleanings, for example. You also have the project because we need to track the budget of every project. We also have obviously the hours planned for every person, for every worker. And then we have also the invoices related to this new project. So when you want to plan workers to clean the offices, for example, you have access to the planning application where you can see at a glance all the resources that are available or not, depending on their specific planning. And therefore, you can see here on this screen that you have some green lines where the person still has hours in his pipe, or red lines when he's not available at all. And then it's very easy in Odoo to drag and drop any specific task to be able to assign it to some person. And therefore, what is also important within XLG is the payroll application, because we need to prepare the payroll for all the workers. And here we also have access to the Gantt view that is linked to the planning application for everything related to payroll, such as sick leaves, holidays, and also a project where they work on.
For me, maybe the main advantage is related to what we think is important in life with XLG, is to deliver happiness. For me, it's really important that our people like to use the tool. We have evolved in a better way of doing things thanks to Odoo and all the network that Odoo brought to us.
Welcome to Ego. My name is Frédéric Tamigno. Ego is actually a leading brand in the kitchen retail business, Belgian brand. We are actually selling, designing, installing, fitting every product where you can have some made-to-measure solution. We had a very complex IT landscape with many different applications, many different softwares, a lot of integration. With data structure that was not consistent between each other. So all these employees need to work together around the customer. And the issue is that they are working at different places. Could be in the shop, in the truck, at the customer house. It's a different timing in the process. So the whole should work together. To actually do that, they need to rely on a strong ERP, CRM solution to be sure that we don't need to ask 2 times an information and data to the customer. So that's why we decided to go for this crazy project.
We wanted an application suite that would fulfill all the different companies' jobs, going from human resources to accounting to operations, warehouse management, customer care, but also the sales associate, and last but not least, the training department.
We really wanted to move from a transactional ERP, classic ERP, to a tool that can actually help the employee to work on a better way. And to do that, it needs to be simple. And that kind of simplicity, we found it with Odoo.
So far, the main differences that we see is related to efficiency. It's much more easy to track performances of our sales associates, of our stores, and we have, I would say, a better data synchronization, so we have proper data from the customer data to the project data.
The employees are quite happy with the tool, and it makes easier to follow the sales, to follow the leads. And we see also that all the communication that we can embed it in the tool is a very strong asset from Odoo.
En tant que conseiller commercial, la plus-value de Odoo, c'est de pouvoir centraliser toutes les demandes de nos clients et de ne pouvoir rater aucune opportunité, voir en temps et en heure, quand rappeler, quand mesurer, donc vraiment avoir un suivi de notre flux de vente jusqu'à la comptabilité, jusqu'à la livraison, jusqu'à la pause. Grâce à l'outil Odoo, ça nous simplifie la vie, du suivi client, donc de la création jusqu'à l'aboutissement du projet. S'il fait une demande en ligne, on reçoit une notification et à partir de ce moment-là, on peut ensemble déjà convenir d'un rendez-vous. Lorsque le client vient en magasin, on choisit ensemble que ce soit les façades, le plan de travail pour aboutir à son projet. Ensuite, grâce à ça, le logiciel nous permet de remettre un devis avec le logiciel 3D très détaillé, donc on a le dessin technique de chaque meuble avec le ferrage, et ça je pense que c'est une plus-value par rapport à d'autres logiciels qui ne l'intègrent pas. Après le passage du client en point de vente, il y a directement une planification de tâches dans les 7 jours qui sont automatisées avec une to-do. Souvent les clients se décident très tardivement, donc on les fait signer électroniquement et après on peut les faire revenir plus tard pour peaufiner le projet, tout en gardant l'aspect promotionnel sans pression. Après signature avec le client, on doit assigner un monteur au projet du client, donc en fonction des affinités, du code postal ou autre. Et ça nous permet de centraliser toutes ces informations-là. Et en quelques clics, on arrive à attribuer un monteur. Il a les plans techniques qui lui sont envoyés et qui sont envoyés aussi au client. Et alors, à partir de ce moment-là, tout est intégré. Je ne dois pas chercher dans plusieurs logiciels telle ou telle donnée. Tout est en une seule plateforme. Ensuite, le dossier est transmis à nos gestionnaires qui gèrent tout ceci en interne. Donc, elles savent commander la cuisine, elles ont les plans de mesurage, elles ont le devis signé. Donc, il y a toujours une intégration avec le logiciel et les gestionnaires qui va permettre d'avoir un bon suivi de la livraison jusqu'à la pose de la cuisine.
So Keynote is a Belgian company active in the whole of Europe in the world of merchandise. What does that mean, a merchandise solution? Well, basically we start from the brand strategy of our customers, and from there we listen to their brand strategy. We develop some creative ranges of products for events, for campaigns that they're running, for the daily merchandise. And we source those objects in the most sustainable way possible, and from there we manage the logistics and the distribution of those objects for the whole of Europe. I think the tool is pretty suited for smaller companies and exactly fitted to what our requirement is. And the fact that we could choose the different modules enabled us to actually start with the first building block and then start to extend that in terms of the flow.
Before implementing Odoo, we were having multiple ERP systems. We were working on multiple tools. Also, it means that people had to work within different systems, to be trained on several systems, to find information within different systems, and it was a big challenge to maintain. Further, we have a big warehouse, as you can see over here, and WMS system was not linked to our ERP system.
Well, typically small companies like us are still agile, but we still have our issues in terms of consistency, communication amongst the teams. We are growing, so we need to be scalable. So having Odoo as a partner is actually an opportunity for us to integrate the flow of the whole company. So basically, Kick and Rush, that's about 80 people. We are now boosting and servicing about 1,000 customers globally. And we are growing, so in that context, Odoo is very important because it made us very scalable. The fact that we had one standard tool, one standard way of working has enabled us to grow and develop our company.
Odoo really impacted our business in terms of collaboration and communication. It really helped people to communicate and save a lot of time in terms of managing projects and to interact with each other. It also helped us to have a full overview from the moment an order is made up to the delivery. So we really have a full overview about what's going on and also in the middle of this chain. We use really Odoo as the backbone of our organization. And so we have on one side the business side, and then we also use it for internal applications. So if we look at the business applications, we have first of all the project, sales, purchase, inventory, and so on. If we look at the internal use, we have more HR related, so fleet management, time off, e-learning, and so on. Let's take the example that the client would like to have branded merchandise for the World Cup. Within Odoo, in the project module, we will create a project for this client, come up with a design, and send out the quotation. When the client would like to proceed, we will confirm the sales order, a purchase order will be created, and we, the supplier, can start with the purchase order. Production will be followed, and shipment will be done by the supplier. Here, within the warehouse, we will be expecting the inbound based on the schedule dates in Odoo. We will put everything into the right location within the warehouse and scan the items so we are sure where the item is located. The item will be put on a web shop, and a client, a customer, happy customer that would like to have a scarf from the World Cup can go onto the web shop and order this. The order will be transmitted in automated flow into the warehouse. In the warehouse, they can pick the item and ship it towards the client. Client is happy. Last step that we will do in Odoo is to send the invoice straight away to the client, and we can follow it up in Odoo. Odoo is a great asset in terms of communication because there is a direct chatter in each module. When you have an issue on a PO, on an SO, on a product, you can tag the person who you want to question about it, and it helps us to save unnecessary emails.
So what we like most in Odoo is that it's pretty flexible. We're actually too small to go and create our own system, gas industry. So we want to have an off-the-shelf tool that we adapt to our own requirements. And Odoo is actually pretty flexible into that. We take the modules and we implement what is needed and what is good for us in order to have the right flow.
What does it take to disrupt an industry? What does it take to disrupt the software industry? An industry growing and evolving so quickly. Is it time? Is it money? Is it innovation? Is it a great product? Does it take blunt recklessness or careful consideration? What about having vision, passion, and dedication? What about breaking the rules? It takes all of that. But above all, it takes a vibrant community. A community of dedicated and creative people. A community with unparalleled ingenuity and efficiency. From manufacturing industries to service industries. From field services to accounting firms. From retail to e-commerce. From NGOs to education. From small companies to large corporations. Together, we move mountains. This is what makes Odoo unique. A passionate community. Millions of open source developers, partners, and users working together towards a common goal. Making companies a better place, one app at a time. This is how we improve everyone's work life. This is how we give people the tools to do more in less time. This is how, as a community, we disrupt industries. So it's no surprise that we all gather year after year to discuss our future. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Odoo founder and CEO, Fabien Pincars.
Welcome everyone. So I'm happy to see that you are still there after the party of tomorrow. It was great. Good to meet you, the community, share our passion. Let's see who survived the party. Is there still some people from Netherlands in the room? Yeah. Is there people from India? From Germany? From the United States? Mexico, maybe? there. And what? Lebanon? France? What else? Switzerland? Yes, it's good to see you year after year to discover the new version and share our passion and our job and so on. All right, so today's presentation is about the vision and the strategy of Odoo. And before we start, I'd like to remind you why, how, and what we do at Odoo. Because I think it's important to work for a purpose. So let's start with the why. Why do we do Odoo? And I had to explain that to my kids a few days ago, which is not easy, you know, with the complexity of Odoo. And so this is what I explained them on why we do Odoo. You have to imagine a mechanic. A mechanic who's so good that he can fix any car in a few hours. Just by the sound of the engine, he can tell you what's wrong in the car. He's passionate. Can give him a shitty car, it's going to be fixed very quickly, you know exactly what to do. He loves his job. And he loves because it has a real impact. He sees the face of their customer that are happy every time he fixes a car. And then you have to imagine that this mechanic has no tool. It could be the best mechanic in the world. If it doesn't have tool, if it doesn't have things to unscrew, workbench, or things to elevate the car, it could be the best mechanic in the world. Without tools, he's gonna be frustrated. He won't be efficient. And people want to contribute. We all want to be useful, to contribute, to have an impact. So if he can't deliver his job correctly, if he can't fix the car of his client, he's going to suffer from that. And depression at work have never been as high as that. And that is exactly what happens in most small and mid-sized companies. People don't have tools. It's funny because I hear all the times people complaining that recruitment is difficult. I can't find the talent I need. And yet, when you look at it, they have no good recruitment mechanisms, no referral program, no great experience for the candidate on the website. Their job description page looks like a blog of the 90s, and that kind of things. And it's the same for most positions. Accountant, you still have today 90% of the accountant, their job is on the left. They get a sheet of paper, bills, and during the day they record the bills. And once they are done, next day, new sheet of paper, and we record new bills. I mean, when you don't have tools, you can't be efficient. And this is exactly what we do at Odoo. We help people to do more in less time. We provide the tools so that everyone can spend less time doing an administrative job, less recording of data, more access to the information. And that is very, very, very important. Why? Because we spend 1/3 of our time at work. So we want to be useful and contribute to our company, to our society. And for that, if we have good tools, we'll be able to do a better job. We'll have less the feeling to waste our time. Today, with artificial intelligence, the job of an accountant could be, at least recording the data, could be fully automated. No, it's validating data, providing advice that are important. For HR, if you look at the email, 50% of the email usually is about scheduling meeting. First interview, second interview, you have to reschedule because one of the interviewers was not available. All of those can be automated with Odoo appointment and salary configurator and that kind of things. So that is what we do at Odoo. It's very important because people spend a lot of time at work and we want everyone to be happy and be more productive and better contribute to their company. And I'd like to explain that because sometimes we see management software for managers or management software for companies. But no, we do software for the people, for every person in the company, for the worker, for the accountant, for the project manager, for the recruiter, and also the managers, of course. So we also have beautiful dashboards and reporting. So what do we do? That is the why we do it, what motivates us to continue and push year after year. What do we do? You all know it. We do a set of applications. But I like to explain it that way because I think Odoo is unique in that regard. We have a large set of applications, and if you don't have Odoo, this is what your IT stack should look like. Plenty of different applications that you have to connect to each other and things like that. So if you don't have Odoo Discuss, you need Slack and Zoom. No Odoo Knowledge, you need Notion and Connect to Discuss. And then you need Salesforce. Just Salesforce itself is 150 euro per user and per month, just for the CRM. And maybe you want an accounting software, Winbooks, QuickBooks, or Tally, depending on the country. Or regularly, if you need to launch subscription. And for small and mid-sized companies, it's not easy. You know, you want to launch a small event like this one. What do you do if you don't have the tools? You need something to launch a website for the event, and then you need to manage the registration, and then you need to manage the experience of the event. You distribute things to drinks, and so on and so on and so on. And by providing all these tools in a very easy way, I think it is important. So, what do we do? Two things. One is all the things that the company did so that people can be more efficient at work. Two, we make it affordable. Affordable in the usability, it's simple to use, in the pricing of the software, of the service. But this is, I believe, the two things that are very important to do. We provide a feature to make people more efficient at work, and we make them affordable to everyone. And this is why it's a revolution. Nobody succeeded to do these two things together. Oh, by the way, this is when we changed our pricing last year. And this is the number of new clients who signed Odoo every month. And as you can see, it has been a game changer. All right, so we have seen what we do and why. Now, how do we do it? And I think this is very important too. We do it by being open source. We are open source, of course, in the software with our license. But also in our mindset, we collaborate with the community, we work on GitHub, we are transparent. We ensure that these kind of events are free. So we have VIP tickets for the one who want to eat and the party, but all the conferences are free because we want to make it open to everyone. And we strongly work with the community. And I think that is great to make it that way. We also ensure that everything we do it right. We have no vendor lock-in, no proprietary data format. Everything is in a standard, PostgreSQL, so that the customer can own his data. No software lock-in. We provide the source code, whether it's Odoo Community or Odoo Enterprise, to all customers so that they can do whatever they want with it. No platform lock-in. You can use Odoo Online or Odoo SH or Odoo On-Premise. You choose. We don't want to lock our customer. And we have fair terms. You can pay on a monthly basis, yearly, multi-year, whatever you want. And we also do that with a fair pricing. It's transparent, it's affordable, and in a strong mindset of product first, because this is, at the end, what matters for customers. More than the marketing, more than the operations, the product is the way we deliver the value. At least for us, so the software vendor, but for you, the partner, the service obviously is way more important too. So together, we compensate both. And I like to repeat that because I do believe that in our industry, not a lot of companies do enterprise software right. And I think we can be proud of that, of doing enterprise software the right way. And it feels good. I mean, it's good to work in that kind of environment where everyone delivers value. We deliver good value with the product. Partners deliver great value to the clients. Clients benefit from that and contribute back to the community. So it's great to work in this environment. It's not just a job. It's more about the fact that we contribute to the world. And it's really show off during this event where we see the passion, the commitment, the contribution of everyone in this room. So I'd like to thank you for that. So speaking about a new version, you have seen a small introduction. The Odoo 17 has been released yesterday, so you can already download it or use it online. Here is a small video that is a recap of the new features we have done for Odoo 17.
Are you ready for a new experience? Say goodbye to Odoo 16 and meet Odoo 17. Switch from light to dark and customize as you go. Better use of space allows you to focus on what matters. We got faster, more secure, and better than ever before. Let's get down to business. Here's my to-do for the day at Spring Fit, a holistic sports center. First off, our website needs a revamp. AI provides content that's already aligned with our business line. And I can use the AI copywriter to rephrase the text. There. That's better. Then now on to the pictures. All images are automatically compressed to WebP format. Let me choose from one of the new shapes and add a hover effect to make it more dynamic. I'll add a page to advertise our special workshops. Choosing templates has gotten so much easier. Look at that beauty. Improved header templates make it pop. And we can easily add elements. Let's go with search and contact buttons. Any back-end content can be published online with Studio. Here, I'll add a page displaying our room's information. Now, on to the new and improved shopping experience. With product tags, customers can find products that match their requirements across different categories. And for product attributes, we now display them with images. With improved e-commerce, shopping has gotten faster than ever. When checking out, the customer's billing and shipping addresses are automatically selected. This new website is paying off. Time to check our sales. We now offer a monthly subscription of workout snacks. With the simplified module, customers can check and manage subscriptions themselves via the portal. And I can keep track of subscriptions in the dashboard. Let me look for my next scheduled call in the pipeline. And let me modify the search to see what emails I need to handle next. Creating a quote for Henry. Let's choose from the product catalog. And done. Look how sharp my quotation is. I also added the product description. Here's the quote with my own personalized elements. Is there anything more exciting than seeing a down payment arrive on time? And in one click, I send the sales order through WhatsApp. Once my deal is signed, I make sure the accounting team gets notified to grant their approval. Here, done. I'll go the extra mile and personalize our quotation by adding the customer reference. And when I want to connect with external tools, Odoo Studio includes webhook support. Now, how about a snack? Let me take you on a tour of our brand new restaurant. If you're looking for a quick bite, you order lunch at our self-service kiosk. Choices have gotten so much easier since we offer combo menus. And choosing variants has been simplified across all apps. We offer several payment methods. Let's go with scanning a payment QR code this time. The brand new preparation app ensures smooth work in the kitchen. And once the order is ready, customers can see it on the customer display. Let's say we want a more traditional restaurant experience. Our clients can book tables online. On our side, the reservation is visible on the improved floor plan. It works both on tablet and mobile view. Once our customer Lavender arrives, she can simply scan the QR code at the table to see the menu and place her order. She can pay right away or at the end of the meal. Bon appetit, Lavender! Now, back to work. Let's check on our project. When creating a task, all I need is typing one line to fill in the title, tags, allocated time, and the assignee. What? Ongoing for 15 hours already? That's too long. We plan to do this once a week, so let's set up a recurrence. Communication has gotten so much easier since we can auto-translate. Tagging colleagues has also been improved. Let's have that class, Tony. And for recurring tasks, as soon as one is marked as done, a new recurrence will be created. I can automate as many actions as I want using the Kanban automations. Let's send a follow-up email after a completed session. We can also see and update the states of our subtasks directly from the Kanban view. From now on, We can also see the down payments in the project's profitability report. To improve how we handle our timesheets, I activate the billing rate objectives. And in just a click, I get the leaderboard by timesheeted hours or by billing rate. And we can see any overtime or missed hours directly on the grid. And we have some shifts to plan for next week. This would be a little long. Let me split it. Let's assign the shift to the right resources. Now, it turns out that Eli is not available for his Thursday shift. No problem. He can request to swap with another colleague. Speaking of planning, let me check our invoices. I use documents to manage it all. Once I save a contact, it gets automatically recognized in the workspace. I can now see all my multi-paged invoices directly in my workspace. Since we got so many of them, I use the split tool a lot. Here we go. And it's done. I will capture bills directly. Here, let me add this vendor. When I add the information, I get a warning because the bank information seems off. It's better to double check. Setting up a deferred expense got much faster. It gets automatically computed when creating it. Analytics have gotten way easier with simplified analytic plans. Once I'm done with payments, I need to reconcile it all. With our new company's branches, I need to handle all of them in our accounting. Receive your vendor bills or issue invoices with the PEPL International Standard. No more need to send additional e-invoicing files. Wherever you are, we got you with so many new accounting localizations. Let me have a look at our sales revenue. Looking great! I can now check the version history. And let's share our results with everyone. Let me show you how we stay productive in our day-to-day. Live chat calls are the best way to interact with new prospects. Great! This one seems interested. I'll send them the contract right away. When it comes to collaboration, Discuss is our secret weapon. Andrea just got back to me about our new best practices article. Let me call her back. We have some new features to make the calls even smoother. We can share our screen and raise hands. Wait, I could swear that we discussed this before. I'll check my old messages. Right, we did. Let's switch to Knowledge and update this once and for all. There, I'll leave a comment. The old versions of articles are now stored in the app. Let's take a look. And we can export them. We have new types of content we can include in the articles. Here, I'm adding a video. And ChatGPT to rephrase or generate new content. Even better, I can insert a to-do list with all our tasks. One last thing. Let's check our production activities for today. In Spring Fit's manufacturing plant, we produce protein powders to power up those workouts. And checking the new manufacturing overview, I can see the status of components. Looks like some are missing. Okay, so our vanilla essence will arrive today, but we're missing the mango. No problem. We can replenish the stock directly from the manufacturing order overview. And while we're reordering, we can also see vendor discounts directly on the purchase order. Let me tell you, since we have the shop floor app, work on the production line is on another level. Let's say I'm working at the drying rack station. I can see exactly what I need to do next. Let's weigh the amount before registering the consumed goods. And I'm even prompted to do a temperature check on this one. Nice! We can now process our manufacturing orders using a barcode scanner. Once we use each component, we simply scan the barcode and everything is updated automatically. Now, let's check up on our warehouse. We track materials by lots. Our powders come with a refill option, so let's specify the type of packaging on this lot. And with every transfer, we can now update the lot's location with a simple drag and drop. Next up is picking. Much easier this way. You instantly get the quantities per location as you reserve products. And everything gets printed automatically. Since Spring Fit is growing, let's look at our organizational chart. You get an idea of where people work from. And we can generate resumes based on skills the employees add. We're recruiting a new marketing manager, and this resume looks very interesting. Artificial intelligence uses it to fill in skills. When guests arrive for meetings, they can check in using the new front desk app. And the right person is notified to pick them up. We also started using the new meeting room app to display the status of our sports rooms, so clients can see what's planned for the day. The attendance app got a whole new look, which makes reviewing and manual encoding easier. Keeping track of overtime is so convenient. A new check-in button allows me to log my hours from any screen. Oh, that reminds me. I have some contracts and other documents to sign. It is so easy with the new Chain Signatures feature. Once signed, I can mass download the documents in one click. Automatic reminders ensure that we don't miss out on any signatures. We also have new payroll localizations available now. There you go. This was a productive day. All the to-dos crossed out. There was something else. Something big. The new industry library comes with the pre-configured app selection to match your unique business needs. Odoo 17. Yup, you just got more productive. Try it now on odoo.com/trial.
So Odoo 17 is available today on Odoo Online, or you can download it or on Odoo SH. Upgrades will be done for Odoo.com within the next 2 weeks, and then for Odoo Online customer, once we battle test it on our own database, within the next 2 months. Upgrade scripts are already available for everyone in a test version, but a stable version to use it for production database will be open for on-premise and Odoo SH customer on January. All right, so we have seen the present. Now let's talk about the future. And let's start with the market positioning. So when people are buying or looking for such a software, they have different things they have in mind. Why do they choose one or the other ERP? First, for clients, the branding is very important. I will buy SAP because I won't get fired if I buy SAP, for instance. Industries, if I am in healthcare or hospital NGO, I will select a software that is good in this industry, who has consultant, who knowledgeable in the industry, and so on and so on. And then there is the long list of features. Do you do this and that and that and that? And the more you check yes, the more in the RFP, the more chances you get to get the deal. Then you have the technical quality. Is this software capable of adapting to my own customized need, and in how long? Then the pricing, the lower the better, of course, especially nowadays. And at the end, the usability, does it make every employee more efficient and productive, is very important too. So let's position the different players on this graph. And it starts, let's say, with SAP. SAP has a very strong branding. They probably invest 100 times more than us in marketing. So they are the clear leader on the market, at least for the large companies, not for the small and the mid-size. So we can say they have a very good branding. They have a very good industries. They are in 26 different industries, aeronautics, healthcare, food industries. Features is good, but not perfect. So they do sales, MRP, accounting, purchase, and they go deep, but they don't do what I would say the modern feature. E-commerce, point of sale, social marketing, all the things, they don't do it. Technical quality, it's shitty. It takes months to do things you do in 2 or 3 days in Odoo. Pricing is very expensive, so the value of the pricing is low. And the user interface, I mean, do you need to see some screenshot? It's this. You get it, huh? So it's not fun for the users. So this is the value proposition of one of the players. Let's have a look at another one. Microsoft Dynamics. This is the curve of Microsoft Dynamics. This is the one of Oracle with NetSuite. And basically, you can do all the players of the industry, and they all will fit in this band, which is like this. So everyone, you could do the top 50, they will all fit in this band. Let's have a look at Odoo now. If we have to do Odoo, it looks like this. We don't have the marketing budget of our competitors, so branding is very low. We are not focusing on industries. We want to be the best accounting software, the best HR suite, the best CRM, the best website builder, but we are not focusing on industries. We are not trying to be the best in aeronautics or healthcare or whatever. Our partners are doing it, but us as a software vendor, it's not a part of our strategy. Features, we beat everyone. We go at the same time very large with point of sales, e-commerce, accounting, and deep. With MRP, we go to IoT, accounting, we go everything an accounting firms need. Technical quality, it's modern, it's super fast, it's modern, it's Python, JavaScript, PostgreSQL, you can dream of better technologies. Pricing is very low, so it's affordable, so the value of the pricing is high, and usability is very high. And if you look at our strategy over the past 5 to 10 years, our strategy has always been to say, okay, we will never win the fight on branding and industries. Our strategy is not to be the best in everything, improving branding and industries. That's not a strategy, that would be a dream. Our strategy is to say, our strength is not to be better, our strength is to be different. And that's the strength of Odoo, is because we have a curve that is totally opposite from the rest of the market. So what we did over the past 5 and 10 years is to increase the difference, lower the pricing, and improve the usability and affordability of the software. So we are here today. But now that we get very mature on these 2 areas, that's something we did over the past 5 years, we can do something for branding and industries. We will never, of course, spend as much as the other in branding. It's not our purpose. We focus more on the product. But we can still try to improve a little bit these 2 areas. So I have 2 announcements to do today for you. The first one is a new branding for Odoo. So we are used to this purple color everywhere, on the billboard, on the website, on my shirt, everywhere. It was very difficult for us, but it's time to review that. And when you want to create your new website, you usually, everyone wants to have the best website. You want to have a website that is professional, that is clean, pixel perfect. And at the end, we'll all end up with a pretty common website, because everyone wants to be the most professional, and all professional website looks more or less the same. And so our strategy with branding has been the same than the value proposition I showed you before. Our strategy with branding was to say, it doesn't matter to be the most professional or the most clean or the most beautiful. What we will do is to make it different. We'll create a very strong brand identity that reflects ourselves. And it's much better to be different rather than to be better, especially when the others have hundreds of millions of dollars to put in marketing. So that was the website of Odoo.com. And as of today, this morning, we switched to a new website with a new branding. And the new branding is not only for the website, it's for everything we produce, white papers, all our marketings. And this will be the new website of Odoo. So we still keep the purple as the primary color, but we go in a more clean and lighter theme, a little bit more colorful, playful, because I think it's perfectly in line with what Odoo is. And it's also in line with the new design of the software, which is very fresh and clean. So this is the new website. All pages of the website have been reviewed. You see, when we released it, some people said, oh, it's like a toy website with unscript fonts. But at least, I don't know if it's better or not, we'll see, but for sure it is different. For an ERP to use such a font, it's never seen before. And then we make it friendly, because Odoo's strength is to be user-friendly, so we wanted marketing to be friendly, and we wanted something that people like, because we do software for the people, we don't do software for the companies. And so we make it friendly, playful. So you have all your apps. Here it's the home page, so you have all the apps that are presented. You can play with it and say, oh, what is this? And the small slide I showed you explain. And so all our page, we try to make it a little bit funnier and friendly. So here is one I really liked. Is if you simplify everything, you can do anything, which is really what Odoo is doing. And it's a quote of the CEO of SAP, Bill McBurnett. For my marketing team, I think you remove SAP, but we should put it again. It's going to be fixed today. Fortunately, we have a good website builder. We have a lot of things. Oh, and by the way, we have a video that I like here, with a little bit of sound from the software, because quoting is easy, showing is better.
Let's create a vendor bill. Who will be the fastest? Done with Odoo in 5 seconds. Odoo wins.
Some of you asked how we were so fast. And the secret is simple. Shortcuts. We don't even need the mouse anymore. Let me show you that again, very slowly, so you can know how it works. So, to access my vendor bills directly from my Odoo dashboard, I simply type BIL and press Enter. Here I press the Alt key to highlight all the shortcuts I have available, and I press C to create the vendor bill. Here I type the first letters in the vendors field, down arrow to select, and Enter. Odoo auto-completes each line for me. Then tab to go to the next field, I type in the amount of the bill, tab again, then press Alt for the shortcuts and V to validate. And boom, it's done. A lot of accountants use that method to work really fast. You want to see that in real speed? Let's do that again.
There is something we cannot change in our marketing, because we just do it for fun. I don't know if it's good, but... and we obviously explain what I explained you before. We do enterprise the right way, because it's open source with no vendor locking and fair pricing. So basically, we have a new website that has been totally redesigned with all apps, page. I'll let you have a look at it after that. So the videos still have to be improved. You probably have noticed it was a video on Odoo 16, but we'll do the same in Odoo 17 soon. So that was the first thing, our website. And we have another news today, which is as important. After the new branding, where purple stays the same color, the main color, but we will add more playful and friendly, we'll introduce the industries. So basically, the two weaknesses we had there, we started to work a little bit on them. And now we'll introduce an industry platform. So what is the industry platform? When you are in Odoo, right here, from the apps, whether you are on Odoo Online or whatever, you have all the official apps that are here. And in addition to that, you can connect to the industries, and you will have all the industries. And these are connected to the App Store of Odoo. So every member of the community will be able to add their own industries. They will be tested and voted by Odoo so that we ensure that the industries we showcase in the software are the best one and they are clean out of the box. But now you will have access to hundreds of industries out of the box that you can install. And each of these industries will have a full setup for a specific industry. So you could have very specific one, like a hair salon, non-profit, lawyer, certification auditors, bar and lounge, photography, real estate, surveyor, hardware shop, cake shop, sports club, spare parts, corporate gifts when you print t-shirts and mugs and so on. So these are the first one we launched today, but we'll produce at least 30 to 50 before the end of the year industries. And so with the help of the community and the partners, this list of industry will grow, and together we'll select the best one to showcase in Odoo. All these industries are available on the App Store of Odoo, odoo.com/apps. All the industry we will produce will be free, as usual, and the partner will be able to choose if they do it open source or for a fee. Let's have a look. So maybe I pick one of the industry just to test, software reseller. You click, you install the industry. You can choose to install it with or without demo data. I will do it with demo data. And so it will install everything I need to run such an industry. So which one I picked? Software reseller. So we'll have something where I can sell license to clients, purchase the license, manage the license lifecycle, and things like that. So each industries come with a knowledge base, with processes that are explained. So the different business flow of the industries are perfectly explained. So for instance, here we have a company that sells license. So first they sell Oracle license, I don't know, to a client. And then they have to purchase them, manage the different information about the license, our environment, version, license key responsible, manage the different licenses, so they need a database of all the licenses that are used by the clients, and then renew every month. Someone is calling me. And then they have to manage the service running with it. So all industries come with a knowledge base of the main process of the industry, so that in just a few minutes you might understand how it works. And then you see the database is customized for the industry. So you can do a full process. Here there is a different license that you can manage, Java license, Odoo license, or Oracle license. And each of them you have specific information about the license, the tasks are different. So if I create I don't know the flow of this industry specifically, you have to check the knowledge. But basically, out of the box, you get everything you need for very specific industries. I do believe it's going to be a game changer. It's something that will really help the partners too. Because a lot of partners are specialized in the industries, and now we'll be able to collaborate and share our expertise through the App Store, so that we better target all these industries with the strengths of the community. So how it works? Technically, these industries are what we call data modules. In a data module, you can have pretty much everything, but not Python code. And because of that, these modules are available everywhere, including Odoo Online, Odoo SH on-premise, in a click without having to install everything. So the system connects directly to the App Store through API, download the industry, and install it in one click, as I showed you before. In a data module, what can you do? You can include data and configuration, products, projects with the different Kanban columns of the project, studio customization, including Python code, automation, when I do this, you should trigger that, email templates. You can have your own CSS, your own views. You can create a dedicated website page. So if you do a real estate industry, you can have a listing of your houses and apartment to rent directly on the website. And you can create your own objects using Odoo Studio, so you can really customize to the industry. You can even put custom JavaScript and custom web page with dynamic controllers. The only thing you cannot do is Python code in the module. Otherwise, it's a regular Odoo module that you should find in the App Store, which is good too, but which won't be able to install on a customer database in a click, because it has to be audited for quality of the code and things like that. So with the way you publish your industry module is exactly the same than you do with your current Odoo modules. You just put them on GitHub, and you reference them on our App Store, and then it's going to be available for everyone. And in order to appear in the official industries that you have in the software, not in the App Store, there will be a manual validation where we will select and validate all industries manually once you have published them. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about the industry. And I will invite a very special customer that I'm very proud of to work with. I mean, that's one of the things I like at Odoo is that we have the opportunity to work with great organizations. And before that, I will show you, it's going to be Medecins Sans Frontières with Bruno Duchesne, HR Director. And before inviting him on the stage, we'll play a small video to explain what they do. It's a Doctor Without Borders in English.
Since 1971, Medecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders, has been providing healthcare to vulnerable people all around the world.
Our daily work is a struggle. It is intensely medical, and it's intensely personal.
Amid disasters, epidemics or conflicts, our teams are there, providing treatment to anyone who needs it. We go where the need is greatest.
We do the work for MSF because we want to serve the people.
Whether it's triage, surgery, childbirth, vaccinations, mental health or chronic diseases, we put patients' needs first. We campaign for medicines to be available, affordable and effective for the people we treat. We respond to medical emergencies worldwide, and we're only able to do that because of support from people like you. Join us to help those who need it most. We are Medecins Sans Frontières.
Welcome, Bruno.
Thank you.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the size of the organization, Medecins Sans Frontières.
Yes, so I'm working for the operational center of Brussels, and from there we are managing more or less 11,000 staff. Obviously, most of them are working in the field. We're talking about 10,000 people, 9,000 are locally recruited, and then we have a big part, what we call international mobile staff, that are the staff that are going from one mission to another for short term, and that are supporting the operation. And then we have a last category of staff, which are the staff in Brussels, and we are talking about 400 people.
Wow, that's a serious organization.
Yeah.
And what triggered the change to go to such a HR software? Because you mostly use the HR suite.
Yeah, so for such a big organization, of course, we needed a powerful HRIS system. We want to have a lot of mobility of our staff. We have a lot of administrative complexity because we have staff coming from everywhere that has to work in many different places. So we needed something quite powerful. In 2020, we had to stop to use the software we had because it was not supported. So we did a call of tender, and we analyzed different solutions. Some of them you talked about them, and then I will not mention which one.
A good way to mention it without mentioning it.
And then we had very good contact with your teams, and we decided to choose Odoo mainly for 4 reasons. Well, obviously the first one is that Odoo was able to meet all our requirements, and that was really important. The second one is that we found Odoo quite user-friendly, and we had the feeling that there was really a good user experience, which was something very important for us because we will have many people using the tools, and we wanted something really easy to use. Then the fact that it was a modular architecture, that we could start with employees module, and then gradually we could add new functionality that was also interesting for us. And then as a big organization, we feel that we could have in the future the need of more application, and I see that there's plenty of application that we could use. So this is not yet the case, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, the last point was that it was also important for us that we could customize and adapt some of the functionality because as a big organization in a very specific sector, we have some specific needs, and we wanted to have something adaptable as well.
Good. Maybe we'll have a look at how you use Odoo. So we have
Yes.
a small introduction video on how it's actually used in the field, and then we'll come back to more questions
Sure.
with you.
Hello, My name is Fatma. I'm Odoo Project Functional Responsible. Medecins Sans Frontières, together with Nibu, Odoo partner, have implemented a customized Odoo system that we call Odoo for HR department. I will show you here how Odoo supports the HR operations. Let's take the example of Afghanistan mission, where we need to find a replacement for the gynecologist. So the HR field go to Odoo and create a vacancy. So here the HR field enters the position. The system displays automatically the duration for 6 months, which is the average duration for this kind of missions. Here we will need to find a female gynecologist. Other information is needed, like the reason for this recruitment. Here we are talking about a replacement. The HR field will add some objectives for this mission and then open the vacancy. Now the pool managers, it's a team based in Brussels. They ensure that the right profile is matching the HR need in the missions. So what they do is that they go to Odoo, to the dashboard that we call Tour du Monde, to check all new open vacancies from the missions. So here the pool manager will check the new vacancy opened by Afghanistan mission with all the details about the position, and then they will go search in their medical pool to find the right matching. For that, they will use customized filters. So here we need a female gynecologist. And now they can reach out to doctors in their pool to find a gynecologist for the mission. Once the doctor confirms her availability, the pool manager creates an assignment and fills in all needed information. By pushing this button, the system sends an email automatically to all the people who need to be informed about this departure. The International Mobility Officer, also based in Brussels, receives that email. He will then follow up with all administrative work, like for example, the contract, the medical documents, passports, among many others, and then we'll create the travel request. In the application request, the International Mobility Officer creates the travel request for our gynecologist, Emma. The International Mobility Officer submits the travel request. The system sends automatically an email to the external travel agency to book the flight ticket. Now the gynecologist is ready to go on a mission.
So thank you, Fatma, for the tour. She's with us today. There. So I think you are as good as me as doing demos of Odoo, so thank you. What's something which is very specific to Medecins Sans Frontières is you need a lot of adaptability. You have crisis management all the time. So maybe you can share some example of why it was important to be flexible.
Yeah. I think we see a very good example here that the way we are organized in a decentralized way, working in 40 different countries, and we need to be quick because we are an emergency humanitarian organization, and then crisis tomorrow, there can be an earthquake somewhere in the other side of the world. We need to send people, so we need that to have processes that are very effective, very quick, and that can really support other processes. So that's why we have decided to automatize certain functionalities, such as the automatic sending of email notification, etc., to really support, and as you said in the first part of the presentation, to do the same job, but much more quickly, and to support all the staff to do the same job, but easily. So that's why we decided to adapt some part of the system.
And typically, when there is an earthquake or something like that, how long does it take to react?
We try we have people always on standby and following and monitoring what is happening everywhere. And then we usually, within 24 hours, we can already have someone on site that can start the assessment. Of course, we cannot start immediately the project, but at least to evaluate the needs and then to be in contact with the different MSF office to bring the teams and the materials and the drugs.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And it's needed, actually, in that kind of crisis. And so I guess things like skills management and are very important for you because the diversity of jobs you have is large.
No, exactly. We have many staff, and then, as I said in the beginning, we have staff that we are recruiting in different places where we work. For example, we have an HIV project in Kinshasa. We will have some doctors, Congolese doctors, that are working there. But maybe later on, we will open another similar project in another country. So it's good for us to have the full visibility on the skills of everyone. And that's really something we would like to have the full visibility in terms of competency, profile, language, etc., this type of information, to be able to organize this mobility within the organization.
Oh, yeah. And you know what to do? We usually praise the standard to the maximum, but I think you are the good exception. Maybe you can talk a little bit about customization versus standard.
I think it's always a very difficult balance to find, because I think there is, well, everybody I think is specific, but it's not always the case. So I think it's important to challenge that. But our approach has always been to listen the user needs. So we are discussing, we are doing the analysis, and to try to provide the best solution for them. But if you only listen to them, you can go to another customization that can be costly, that can represent some risk. So it's really a question of balance between customization and standard.
Okay. Thank you, Bruno. I don't know if you have questions for me or the audience. Or...
Well, I saw some new functionality in the employees module. I was wondering if there were other functionalities coming for specifically on the HR side.
Yeah, HR is large. Some of the things we'll do is payroll in a lot of different countries. So we did it for accounting, took us a few years. Now we released 9 countries, so it's the beginning. But over the next year, we'll open more and more countries into payroll. Do you do payroll in the different countries, or it's all managed centrally?
Today we are only using payroll for Belgium.
Okay,
but in the future that could be something we could explore.
Yeah. But then we will have more localization for payroll, and obviously for HR we focus on large companies because small companies don't less need HR. So we have also things like artificial intelligence to scan the resume that we have seen in the video. More work on skills management, evolution, org chart, visual org chart, and that kind of things that are coming. Hope it will help you. We'll see. So thank you, Bruno.
Thank you very much for the invitation and congratulations.
Yes. And now I'd like to invite another person from our community, which is Thibaut Collon, the CEO of Colona. But before that, we'll have a look at a small video of Colona.
My name is Thibaut Collon, the CEO of Colona. Welcome to the company. Colona is a family business which was set up in 1963. We are active in the food sector since 4 generations now. So we are a manufacturer of sauce, called emulsified sauce specifically. So we produce mayonnaise, all kinds of special sauces, for example, andalouse, Algerian, pita kebab sauce, and also ketchup and barbecue sauce. We produce this sauce in various packaging, both for food service and also for retail. So Colona, in a few numbers, it's 280 people who work here. We produce 40,000 tons of sauces every year. We have a range of 1,600 products that we sell into 40 different countries around the world. So let's imagine one of our regular customers contact us to order 1 pallet of mayonnaise. After confirmation, he has an easy access to his purchase details through the portal. On our side, once the order is confirmed, the manufacturing order is generated. We assign it to a work center, we plan it, and then we buy the required materials in the purchase app with the proper quantities. Then we receive the materials and we use the Odoo barcode app that is installed on the Zebra scanner. Then the label is printed with barcode for internal traceability, and the printer is mounted directly on the forklift for easier access. Then, when the ingredients are moved from the stock to the pre-production zone, we encode the change of location thanks to the scanners. For the production of the sauce and its packing, we use 2 manufacturing orders with multiple work orders. During this pre-production phase, the ingredients are weighted. The scales are directly connected to Odoo through IoT devices. Once it is done, we move the ingredients to the production zone. There, the worker can scan the manufacturing order number, and that way can directly access to the linked work order and finish the production of the sauce. With the second manufacturing order, we create a new lot number, we fill the buckets with the sauce, and we put it on a new pallet. A new label is printed to identify the pallet, and the manufacturing order is validated. Then, the pallet is moved, packed, and stored in the warehouse, waiting for delivery. When we deliver the goods, we print SSCC labels that we put on the pallets. We also generate a CMR document and a delivery note that we can send through EDI to the customer. Then we create the invoice in just one click, and once the client has received the mayonnaise, it's done. The good thing with Odoo is also that we have access to a very complete reporting tool. With Odoo spreadsheets, we have information about our consumption, our sales, our production. It's very easy to analyze everything.
So please welcome Thibaut from Colona. Hello.
Hi, Fabien.
It's not the easiest transition I have ever done, with from Medecins sans frontière to Colona.
Pretty different.
But maybe a small introduction. People might not know in the room because there are 80% of our audience are not from Belgium. And I lived in the US, and something that shocked me in the US is that they typically have in large supermarkets 3 sauces. They have ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard, basically. And people might not know, but in Belgium, we are the king of the sauce. You go to a supermarket, you have like 100 different kinds of sauce.
That's true. As I said, 1,600 different products, so
yes,
that's a lot.
So that's interesting, and it shows us the diversity of the Odoo clients and the community. So can you tell us a little bit about what were the trigger for the change? What makes you decide to do? Or to decide to change first?
Yes,
maybe?
of course. That's of course a very long thinking that we've had for a few years. Before Odoo, we had different softwares that were not linked together, so we are wasting a lot of time by double, triple encoding everything actually into traceability, sales management. We used also Trello, for example, for the project management. The idea was to get only one tool to link everything and to get everything together. So why Odoo then? That's another question. Because
it became too complex to have all these different software programs.
Yes, that's true. That was getting too complex, and we had many things to many time that we wasted for encoding the product. So that was a real need that we had.
And when you decided to go for the change, what happened? What is difficult? You had to onboard people, or everyone was motivated, or what was the...
Well, that's complicated because, you know, as a family company, I work also with my father, with my uncle. They heard stories about competitors who had implemented an ERP before, and they didn't deliver a single pallet for 2 months, maybe.
Wow.
So, of course, when you hear that, you're like, oh my God, we're
so you
never
had to
going to do
convince
it.
your father that it would be different?
So yeah, I had to reassure them, to tell them that that was okay, that was a real need that we had, and they decided to go for it also with us, so that's a very good thing. And change management was a very big part of the implementation that we did.
Okay, and when you decided to go for Odoo, or how did you do for the implementation? Because there is different approach. Usually we can do one app at a time, or go for a big bang. What did you do?
So, and that will appear strange, maybe, but we chose, as a manufacturing company, to go mostly standard. So the goal was to really limit the number of line codes for the project, and we are very happy that we did it, and we are quite proud of it. So. More than 80% of the project is standard, and this is something that would really allow us to evolve in the future. The scalability was something really important for us. For example, we were really stuck with one software that we had. It wasn't evolving anymore, and we were really embarrassed with it. So now, the fact that we have a software that will evolve every year. We are on the V15, actually. From what we've seen, we'll go to the V17 because it looks really amazing. But the fact that we stay standard is something that that will allow us to grow in the future. And there were even some developments that we did but that we didn't even use, actually.
Okay, so you thought you needed because of
yes,
the...
we thought we needed it because before we worked in...
and can you explain a little bit? That's interesting.
Yes, for example, so it's we made a development to prevent the system from delivering a best before date on the product that was prior to the last product that we sent. But of course, now with the FIFO management in the warehouse, we don't need this anymore. So it's not useful anymore.
It's because these were issues you had in the previous way of working, and because you changed the way of working, that kind of issues don't even exist.
Yes, completely.
That's interesting. So how was the balance between customization and standard? They were a project manager, or was it you?
So I was the project manager, indeed. So that was also easier with the change management. I had the chance to have a team that was really implicated. But that's also a problem because as a family company, we were used to hire people who had an immediate impact on the productivity or on the operations, I would say. So now what we've seen with this implementation is that it's completely necessary to have people who work only on projects. So this is something that we didn't know. We had people who were working on the everyday operations and also working on the project. And what we've seen is that we need people focused on project 100% because we had some problems. Of course, we had 200 people to train on the system. And as I said, we were coming from scratch. So it was a complete change of mindset, actually.
That's something we often see with our clients. We have a lot of clients that are super good in their core business. But in the internals, it's not just like they didn't focus on it and it became worse and worse and worse.
Yes, it's a need that we've identified, and so as I said, we need to go for it. And this is something that we were talking about earlier. It's there is no change that has a bigger impact in a company than implementing an ERP because it touches everything from A to Z in the business. So, of course, you have to go for it at 100%, and it's extremely important.
It touches even more than what we think, because you were telling me yesterday that you needed to organize an event. Maybe you can talk about it.
Yes, of course. And it's something really funny that's really good also with the pricing that you change. That's also a crazy decision when you think about it, but which is really important, and that allows us to give us ideas about growth. So, for example, the other day we had an event to make. So, simply in one click, we just added the app events, created some tickets, and that was done. 15 minutes, maybe. And also recruitment. We were not planning to use it, but it's just awesome. So you install it, you test it, and in 20 minutes you know how it works, because it works like every other menu in Odoo. So once you get the way it works.
So what happens now when you have a new need? You first check in the Odoo app? So
yes, when we have an idea, indeed, we check the Odoo apps. You know that now we have an idea about a point of sale that we could set up in the next few months. Also the website that we can put on Odoo, and we have also ideas about e-commerce, of course, that we don't do yet, but that we plan to do in the near future.
Okay, good. Do you have any question for the audience, community, or me? Or?
Yes, of course. That was very interesting, the fact that you said about the industry, that's something that you wanted to work on. So what is the strategy actually at Odoo for the industry in the manufacturing sector?
Manufacturing?
Yeah.
So I think that in manufacturing you can do a lot of things, especially with the shop floor. So planning and manufacturing order, I believe it's something that is solved since a few years in most ERPs. Most ERP can do manufacturing orders and planning and goods consumption and so on. But the thing which is today inefficient in most manufacturing is the shop floor. Working with the worker, they have great interface with worksheet, feedback loop, time clocking. And this is where we put the focus, is to help these people to have better tools in the manufacturing area. So we started with the version 16. We did it before, but we improved with the version 16. But I do believe we'll continue in that direction, because when we start to put tablets in the shop floor, we see a real impact in the way it works. So we'll continue pushing in that direction.
Okay.
All right, so thank you, Thibaut.
Thank you very much.
Wrap up here.
Thank you. Thanks.
So today we still have 150 inspiring sessions. We'll have some focus on the Startup Day, where we'll talk more about the startup, entrepreneurship, a little bit less about Odoo. It's a bit different from what you used to do. We'll have some talks about HR, and we'll have a strong focus on the new point of sale too. Obviously, there will be conference on everything, inventory, manufacturing, sales, website, but these two are the focus. Today at 5:30, we're going to have the community awards, where we will nominate the best contributor, the best translators, and the best partners. And as usual, we have a great break and a very, very good party tonight with two of my favorite bands, Mr. Cover and the Odoo Band. The Odoo Band, which are employees of Odoo, who are performing on the stage. It sounds shitty, but I can guarantee that they're very good, very, very good. So I will invite everyone to go out of the room, and the next session will start in 12 minutes. And so you can go to the different sessions, including here, but you have to go out because we'll have to give you headsets if you want to attend in this room.